Hello everyone, it's Robin here and welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to see you all today. So we're continuing on with our celebration of Reading Week and I have another video today. So we'll be diving back into my reading journal here and we're building a page. So it is springtime and I'm excited about all the spring reads coming up. I do love reading seasonally. So today we're going to be building a spring vibes reading list. I'm excited to get this started. I have a few books here. Yes. Now some of these were put on here because of the covers. They're very springy. Some were put on just because they are spring reads, but I'm excited to get this started. I'm doing this video in collaboration with my friend Tracie over at Midwest Craft Chat. I believe she's doing a spring vibes reading list as well, so I can't wait to see what she has going on. But in the meantime, let's flip the camera down and check out what I'm doing. So I have my reading journal here and I've already pulled out 2 sheets of dot grid paper and this is what we'll be using to build our spring reads page on. It's so much fun. I have spring vibes script stickers here that'll give me some spring words, some books words, spring vibes, maybe bucket list, I don't know, but we have some fun words that we can play with. And I'm also pulling in a Happy Planner Desert Thistle book because there's some really fun flowers in here and I just want to play with this idea. They're kind of a muted tone and I really think it'll go well with the reading journal that I have going on. I also have some book covers up top here that you can see. I have 2 different sizes because I wasn't sure which size I was going to use. Before we get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about spring and what spring reads means to me. So when spring happens, I kind of think of freshness, florals, romance, new love, just new things, cozy, all of those fun things, pastels. And that's what I thought of when I chose these books. I have 9 here that I want to use. I went to my bookshelves here. I'm going to kind of pull some of them in. And I pulled some books that I haven't read yet that I really wanted to make sure I read. So I made sure I added those on the list. I also have some new books that I haven't read yet and some books that I've been looking forward to. And I think there's a new release on here or 2 new releases that we'll be putting on here as well. So I'm really excited about this and we'll talk about them as they go. I guess first off, let's just start with decorating. So I kind of want to build a garden here, you know, because it's spring. And I really love this Desert Thistle book. These are all in gold. They're super pretty, but look at these florals. Aren't they fun? They're really funky. I just love them so much. And there are some definite stickers in here that I want to use, such as these. I need 9 of them. There's 10 here, so I'm good to go. And there are also some larger flowers as well that I think I'll be using to add to the flower garden, like right there. Look at those. I just think they're super fun. The colors are fun, and sometimes they might not seem as springy, right? But I kind of really like them. Like this is real spring, these 2 colors, and even the green. This one kind of hints more into a fallish color, but you know, it's Desert Thistle, and I'm just gonna go with that, and we're just gonna use it. So this is the Desert Thistle book. These are some of my favorite too. Love those. Oh, so much fun. Okay, so we're gonna start with these right here, and I think we're just gonna go for it. So my idea is to create some flowers on here. So there's 10 here. The one that's standing out is the light pink, but I kind of like that because that's very springy. I want to use these as kind of, what's the part of the flower that holds the flower? You know, that part? And then we're going to put our book kind of on it like that. So this is the smaller size book. This is close to 1.5 inch. And then this one is close to 1.7 inches. I think these might fit better actually, but we just need to kind of start. So let's just start pulling some of these off. I'm going to pull this one, and as I said, I have 5 books here, so I need to kind of place maybe 4 on this page and 5 on this. So let's just work on that. And I'm going to kind of place them in different heights. No real rhyme or reason, I don't think. I guess we'll find out, right? No real rhyme or reason. So I can fit 4 like this. So let's do this. And let's take a blue one. So I want to be mindful of my title too. So let's go here because I want my title to be kind of up in here. And then let's pull this one and kind of put this one right here, because flowers bloom at all different levels, right? Okay, so these are going to be the base for our flowers. I'm liking that so far. This side might be a little more challenging because I need to fit 5. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. I think I want to end it with the green, so we kind of bookend the whole thing with the smaller green floral. So I'm going to put this one kind of in the same spot as the other side, right? So I don't know, it doesn't have to be exact while I'm making it exact. So we're going to put that one here. So I need 5, and these can go maybe a little higher too. I want to use the pink one. This one should be kind of maybe more in the middle, but it's okay if it's not. Let's put this one really kind of high. That is going to be a long stem, and then I can fit 1 here and 2 over here. So I had to be careful how I put those, right? So let's grab this blue one. Let's put it right here. And then, oh, I want this one. Let's go low. You can go right here with it, because I need to fit 1 in between these 2. And I kind of like this darker color. And we're going to fit it right here. Okay, super exciting. I'm already enjoying this. So I'm going to have a little flower garden of spring vibe reeds. Okay, we're going to pull in this washi because I'm obsessed with this washi. You know I am. And we're just going to go across it because, you know, it's script and it's book, so it's my bookish garden. We're going to do the same thing we've been doing. We're going to tear it. And then we're going to tear it again because I want some at the bottom and some at the top. And I think this will look really cool. And again, I'm just letting it tear where it wants to, just like so. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up right across the top here, just like so. I can't get enough of this. I just love this washi. And I'm going to lay this at the bottom because our garden, I'm going to go like this so I don't have to punch those. Our garden begins where the words are. Oh, we're just growing a little garden of books, loving it. Let's cut this. Okay, oh my gosh, I think this is gonna look super cute. I wanna go ahead and put the title on, but to consider my spacing, I'm gonna give you an idea. I'm gonna put this one, I think we're gonna use these smaller books. They're just shy of 1.5 inches. They're about 1.5 inches. I'm gonna put them on there, right? So now I know the spacing I have. So I think I wanna do I could do spring books, or I could do books with spring vibes. And I think what I have here are books with spring vibes. Let's pull this off and see how that looks. Okay, so I kind of want them all over on this one side. So let's see. So I could put spring vibes right here. Let's put the books right here. I'm going to have to write the words with. I'll just put spring vibes right here. Okay, I think that'll work. And let's write the word with. I'm going to use this micron. I want to write it kind of this way, so we're just going to do that. That's fun. Okay, so let's put this back up. I want next to make some stems before we put our books on and talk about it. I have this mild liner, and it's a really pretty green color. Rod gave me a whole pack of new mild liners. They have a lot of fun colors in them, and I think this will work out really well. So we're going to use the pointy side, and I'm going to hand draw a stem because stems aren't perfectly straight, although I could do it perfectly, I guess, if I used my ruler. But let's just hand draw them. We're going to just draw some stems kind of down to the words. Oh, this color works well with this. Oh my gosh, that looks so cute. Look at that. Look how long some of these stems are. Super fun, super fun. I don't even know if we're gonna get to other flowers in here. This might be just enough, but we'll see, we'll see. We'll see when we're done. Okay, let's actually start talking about some of the books and moving them around. So first I wanna move them around and see where they might look the best. Okay, I moved them around quite a bit. I think I like it like this. So what I want to do is take the backers off of these. I printed these on sticker paper. That's what I have here. And I did do a video recently on how I print these out in Canva. So I'll link that down below if you want to check it out. But I'm going to start pulling the backs off and talking about this. This is the first book, The Strawberry Patch Pancake House. And I believe this one's coming out, let me check. This month. This is coming out this month in March, so that's really fun. So I'm just going to put it right here, right on top of that little deal. Oh yeah, I think that looks cute. And it's okay if it's a little over because it's moving into that because flowers do lean. This is by Lori Gilmore, and it's part of a series. It's part of the Dream Harbor series. This is actually book 4. There's 5 of them. They're very seasonal series. The first one is the Pumpkin Patch Cafe or something of that nature, very fallish book. I haven't read any of those, but I've been wanting to. And I did read that you could read them out of order because it's really about this small town. So this one's about a single dad. He's this world-renowned chef, and he never thought that he'd be moving to a small town to run a pancake house, but you know, here we are. So this is what happens. So he hires a live-in nanny, and I think that's where the love interest is going to come about. So this is the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. Sounds like super fun, releasing this month, and it's part of a series, so we can start a new series if we want to. Okay, the next book I'm really super excited about because it is a book of short stories by Agatha Christie. I'm going to show you this, but I actually have the book. Look at that. Look how springy that is. It's called Sinister Spring. Let's put this right here. Let me grab the book here for you. And it's a collection of spring-themed mysteries by Agatha Christie. Look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? So there's no paper book cover. This is the book. And there are 4 of these. I had my eye on these last year and I didn't do anything about it, but there's one for each of the seasons and I think I'm going to love it. So they're all these Agatha Christie short stories. Look at that, how beautiful that is. But, these are spring themed, and there is a Hercule Poirot and there's a Miss Marple as well as others in here. So I think there are, well, there's that many. I mean, I could count them, but you know, you can see that. There's that many. And I think it'd be fun just to read some of these short stories throughout the season. And I'm obsessed with this book cover. So yeah, this is my next book. Okay. Let's do the next one. Oh, I'm actually reading this right now. This is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams, and this is the second book in the When in Rome series. And I read the first book. I would have talked about that in my video yesterday, actually, in my February reads. I just read that book, absolutely loved it. This one is the second book in the series, and where the other one was about Noah and Amelia, this one follows Noah's sister Annie, and she owns a flower shop and she wants to find her perfect mate. And who knew that it would be the bodyguard to Amelia, who is Noah's love interest from the first book. So I think this will be really fun. It's all about flower shops. The cover is very pink, very springy, and so far I'm enjoying it. I really have been loving Sarah Adams and her writing style and how she writes dialogue because it's witty and quirky and fun. Quirky is a good word. It's quirky and fun. It's like real life talk, and I just love that. I love that. Okay, the next book we have here is A Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting by Sophie Irwin. And I've had this book for a little while and I have not read it. And this pulls into the Regency era of spring that I love. Look at that book cover. I have the real cover. Let me show you. It's right here. Look at that. It's just gorgeous. Look at this cover. This book captivated me. What a sassy, witty, delicious tale. And that's by Sophie Kinsella, whom I also love. I haven't read one of her books in a while. So I'm really excited about this Regency read here. It follows Kitty Talbot, who needs a husband with a fortune. Isn't that kind of how all Regency things work, right? And she has a bunch of family debts that she needs to cover. And then she meets up with Lord Radcliffe, who actually sees her for who she is and what she's really doing. And he kind of thwarts all of her opportunities and her plans that she's kind of going towards. So what it says, it's an entertaining romp through Britain's Regency era high society, which I love. So it sounds like it could also be kind of funny, and I love that. So if you love Bridgerton or those types of things, this one could be a fun read. So it seems like fun to me, so I'm going to do that. Oh, this next one is one that I just found out about. I'm kind of excited about this one. It's called Half a Soul. Let me show you the cover. Look at that beautiful green and, you know, what looks like a crescent moon kind of over sideways and some scissors. I don't know, looks really cool. I love the way this book cover looks. This is by Olivia Atwater. Let's place it right here. And I just found out about this book and it just seemed really interesting. So it's part of a series. It's part of the Regency fairy tale. So again, we're getting another Regency book here, but also as in kind of a fairy tale. It's book 1 of 3, and I believe this is the debut book. So it says it's like a whimsical, magical version of a Regency England, and I think that will be really fun. It follows Theodora Eddings, and she's finding it difficult to find a husband in England when you're only a young lady with half a soul. So she goes out into her, I guess, the woods or the forest behind her home, and she runs across these fairies, and something happens, and she ends up with just half a soul. And so now she's in Regency England trying to find a husband. I don't know, because it's fantasy and fun. And, you know, we're finding out I like fantasy. So I'm excited to read this, and I love the cover. And I think it'll be lighthearted and that kind of thing. And it's a series, so could be a lot of fun. Okay, the next book is another book that I have. I'm trying to read the books off my shelves so much. This is called Happily Never After, which doesn't sound too fun about weddings, but there's a wedding theme going on in this book, which I really love too. This is by Lynn Painter. Here, I'm going to show you the book. Looks just like that. So see, we have a wedding going on, this beautiful light pink cover, very spring-like, right? And Happily Never After follows Sophie, who needs help getting out of her wedding, but she can't do it herself for reasons. So she hires this guy, Max, who is like this professional wedding objector, and he saves people from wasting their lives and hurting each other. So once her wedding gets dissolved, I guess, or during the wedding, it doesn't happen, and it's not her fault, right? Then she hooks up with Max, and they go around being professional wedding objectors. And their job is to break off weddings as hired. But do you know what? Do you think they'll get together? I don't know. It's kind of a romance, right? So possibly. The next book I picked, look how beautiful sunny yellow this cover is. It's Georgie All Along by Kate Claiborne. I have this book as well, which I'll show you here in just a second. Let's place this way up high. I like this up here because it's kind of sunny, right? Sunny. Let me show you this book. You can see all these books I got from Book of the Month, and I kept getting books, and then they're sitting there, and I'm not reading all the books that I got. So I've been kind of pausing my Book of the Month so I can catch up a little bit. But, you know, sometimes books come up and I really want them. I absolutely love this cover. If that doesn't scream spring, I don't know what does. It's like bright yellow and pink and gorgeous. So Georgie All Along follows Georgie. She's a personal assistant, and something happens where she has to leave LA, and then she goes to her hometown. Now, I don't know if it's a small hometown, but it's her hometown. You know, it's like when you go back to your hometown. Well, she finds this old diary of hers that wrote out all the plans that she had in her life and saw all the things that she didn't do. So she decides to look at this diary, I guess, as a new path book or a new guideline to start a new life. And so she goes ahead and she starts doing that. Well, she runs into Levi, who is someone she knew from her childhood, and he's the town troublemaker. He's also hermit, and he offers to help her. So has he changed a bit? Maybe, and maybe they get together, because I think it's a romance. But that's Georgie All Along. I think it's more about just coming to know who you are, which is a great thing for spring as well, coming to find out who you are, coming into yourself. So I really like that idea. Oh, this next one is one that I just heard about too, and I love the cover. Look how pink it is. It's called Made in Manhattan, and it's by Lauren Lane. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That I picked this one solely because the cover seems springy to me. and because I really want to read it. So we're going to put this one right here, right on this pretty blue flower. Oh, look at my little garden. So cute. So Made in Manhattan is kind of a reverse My Fair Lady story. And it follows Violet Townsend, which I love that name. She's a socialite in Manhattan. And she must teach Kane Stone, who is unpolished and he wears denim and he's not from Manhattan. She must teach him how to fit in with the upper crust of New York City. I think it has something to do with so that he can run this huge conglomerate going on in New York City. But it just seems like it might be fun, and I'm really excited to read that. This next one is another one I just found out about, and I'm really excited because this is a series. This is called The Tour, and it's by Jean Granger. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. So I love travel. So anything that talks travel is going to be fun for me. And this one just seems very intriguing. So The Tour is another series, and this is the first book of 6 books in the series, and it's called the Tour series. And it's a feel-good Irish springtime read, and that's how they tout it. Is so, you know, it's spring and it's Irish. So we're going to be touring Ireland, which is really super fun. And Connor O'Shea, he's a guide, and he had thought he'd seen it all. But this particular tour of passengers, who is a motley crew of misfits, may be different. This is called Witting and Heartwarming, and it follows them touring all of these places and then all of the different things that are happening. So I'm kind of getting the idea of an ensemble cast like in Clue. I'm not thinking this is necessarily a huge mystery, but you know, like Clue, how you have all the different people together, all pushed together into one scenario. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to read this, and I'm excited to see, because I didn't look, but there's 5 others. I don't know where else they go, but if I love this, we'll be reading them all. Okay, those are my 9 spring vibes reads that I want, but I want to do a little more decor on this page, so let's do that. I think I want to pull some of these big flowers in because I had this idea to fill out some of the space near the bottom. I think it could be fun. So we're gonna work with that a little bit. Let's pull, I don't know, let's pull this pink one. Let's see how this works. See how big these flowers are. I think they can kind of go every which way coming from the bottom. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this flower garden. I think I want to go ahead and draw a couple of leaves on some of these. I like that. That's super cute. Okay, I went ahead and colored my leaves in. I think they look better. And I want to pull this green up into my title. So I'm just going to underline it. So I'm going to underline books and spring vibes. Let's give it a double underline. Okay, you know what? I think we're done. Let's grab the journal and put her in. So I have this section open in my journal to where I was doing releases, but I think I want to change this section to be a to be read section because this isn't really necessarily a tracker. This is kind of ideas of books to read, just like releases. I think we're going to put this in here. And when I do all my seasonal, look, I need to punch this. Hold on. Okay, so I punched the punch there, and now I can fit it in. But I really think this will be fun when I start putting in other reads of other seasons. I do love reading with the seasons, and sometimes I'm not sure what I want to read, but this is a great page to look at to see my flower garden of spring reads. And I think these are some fun choices too. Now, I may not read all these books, but these are books I want to read. So yeah, it does make sense that I make this a to be read section. I want to do one more thing here. I'm pulling in this Better with Books. I have this so many books, so little time. I'm going to pull that quote. I want to put this quote on here. So let's see. Because there are so many books and so little time. I'm going to put it right here. Because we're trying to do this in a season. Oh, that just made it. I'm excited about this. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books or any of these books on your radar. I would love to hear about all of that. I'm excited to see what Tracie is putting in her spring vibes reading list. She always has some great ideas too. I'll put a link down below for her video. I'm going to go check that out right now. Hope to see you there. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have a magical day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.